Good
Hey, everyone.
afternoon.
Hey, Dr. T. Hey, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great and welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to our viewers, to everyone. Welcome to the Mental Health Minute. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am Dr. Candace Elaine, clinical psychologist and relationship coach and personal development coach and mindset coach. Dr. Candace Elaine.
And I'm Dr. Tyra Gardner, psychotherapist, nationally certified anger management specialist, business therapist, lifestyle therapist, just living my best life, y'all. Welcome,
Yes,
Dr.
she
Tyra
is.
Gardner.
Yes, she is. Yay. And she is amazing at business because I learned a lot of things about her, about business from one of her webinars. So, all of you viewers, you got to check out her webinar, please. I got to ask T, did you record that? Is that pre
You,
recorded? Can it be pre
you know
recorded so
what?
others can get all those tips?
You know what? I actually didn't record it last evening. I said I was going to do it again. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Okay.
offer it again. I'm gonna do it again probably another week, and I'm going to
Okay.
record that one. And
Okay.
this way we can constantly we can keep replaying it, for everybody to be able to, become a part of it, and be able to
Yeah.
understand, what how we should respond, when we have an entrepreneurial stress and things like that. So yes, the next one will be recorded.
Yes, because it was amazing. And like I said, viewers, seriously, please get in on that. When she has that again, I recommend everybody go register for it because it was amazing. It really was. Because even I learned something. I don't know nothing about no business. I'm doing the best I can.
And you're doing an awesome job at it. So don't even act like you're not. You're doing a whole lot, and I learned a whole heck of a lot from Dr. Candace, y'all. She on fire.
Thank you. Thank you. So, T, before we get started in our amazing topic that we have for the viewers today, I want to
Mhm.
go into our hot topic. So, what we did for you today, viewers, we're decided to have and add amazing hot topics to our platform. So, what we want to talk about is the Jussie Smollett. Am I saying that name right? Am I saying his
Yeah,
name right?
I believe so.
So, I think it's Jussie, but you know, black folks, we call him Jesse.
Uh-huh. We change everybody name. We
Yeah,
change
so
everybody
in the
name.
black community, honey, it's Jussie Smollett. I want to talk about the verdict. What you think about that verdict? And I want to say to the viewers, the verdict goes a little bit with our topic today. Our topic is excuses and reasons. Or
Mhm.
excuses versus reasons and excuses and reasons. So that's why the hot topic today that I want to talk about
Mhm.
was the verdict. So T, how that sit with you? What you think about the verdict? Because he was found guilty.
I think the verdict, I'm okay with the verdict. Actually, I feel like I really don't understand what was going on there. Excuse me. I know it was a lot. I feel like it was a lot of attention seeking behaviors, and I see that a lot with people who have personality disorders. Okay. I feel like the jury, made a good decision with finding him guilty. Because bottom line is, when you looked at everything that was going on that particular evening, the information that we was all given, it just nothing added up. You know what I mean? Because bottom line is, and it was like you didn't need a rocket scientist to figure things out with that. You know what I mean? That something was fishy. Because number one, I don't know about you, Dr. Candace, but I knew 20 years ago that you didn't walk around the streets of Chicago, and I knew nothing has changed in the middle of the night. Okay. We know certain
Absolutely.
cities, you just don't do that now. And wait a minute, and to go to Subway? Come on now, bro. Come
Absolutely.
on, bro.
Yeah, he
They
missed
got
me with the
good,
subway. That kind of messed me up with the subway.
and they got all that good food they got in Chicago, and you taking your tail to Subway? Like,
I
come on
know.
now.
Exactly, exactly. Now, my take on the verdict, I totally agree with you. You know, it is what it has happened and what has transpired, but what is going on and what was the reasoning behind that? And like you said, attention seeking. Is it really that deep? Because what we talked about, you hit it on the nose too earlier. He was on a hit show. Is a teacher attention seeking that deep? You on a hit show, and this is what we doing?
Yeah, I
I,
mean, and that's where it leads to the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, we hear of people doing things for attention, right? But it's like, did you think doing this was going to save your role on the show? What was the reason behind you doing this? What was the motive? And then the idea, initially they tried to drag people in to this person's web of deceit that was going on, and it was just like, oh well, the creator had no, he ain't got nothing to do with that. You're bringing, like everybody's trying to name to see, well, who put this person up to this. No, when people are doing things, especially attention seeking behaviors, 9 times out of 10 is not a motive to drag somebody else in. They doing this because this is what they want to do. Now, the other issue that I have with everything is the idea that you sit on a stand and you bring a reporter's name in to your situation. So now this gentleman is in jeopardy of losing his employment because of you. You know what I mean? Bottom line is, Don Lemon said nothing that the world didn't already know. Okay, he didn't say nothing we already knew. So,
Absolutely.
but the idea that you're going to bring, or he said, like, come on, we don't do that. We don't do that, bro. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Absolutely. Yes. And my heart goes out to him. I don't feel sorry for him, but my heart goes out to him because there was a reason for him doing that. And that reason don't look too good. Whatever reason it was for him to bring that up. And mental health, everything plays has mental health plays a part in everything. So we're not saying he got a mental illness, and we're going to put that out there so the viewers won't be coming for us. Don't come for us. We ain't saying that boy got no mental illness. What we're saying is that mental health plays a part in everything, and something is wrong. Maybe it's attention seeking. Maybe he wanted to get more money. I don't know what it was. More money from the show. We don't know what his reasoning was behind that, but he's very talented. Now, my question to you before we move on to our amazing topic, you think he can bounce back from this?
You know what? I would say he can, but you know how this cancel culture is, this cancel culture that they have, will cancel people out so quickly. And sometimes they cancel out the wrong people, but will he bounce back? I think cancel culture will cancel him temporarily, but then I think that, give or take a few years, he will be able to recover, and probably, regain his career again, but mm, that's up to Hollywood and the Hollywood producers on who is willing to take a chance. Okay, because at
Absolutely.
this point, the one thing that I know and a lot of people will claim is mental illness, because I
Yes.
see it coming when they go
Yes.
to file this appeal and do everything that they're doing come January of 2022. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? I'm pretty sure all of that is going to be on the table.
Absolutely. Now, that's beautifully said, and I totally agree with you. It depends. This cancel culture. They want to get rid of everybody, and half of the people they get rid of, we like, whoa, wait a minute, let's keep them. Like, whoa, that wrong person. So I get it. However, I do think he can bounce back. I do. Maybe not so quick here, because you're right about the cancel culture. But in Europe, I see it coming. They're a little bit more forgiving than we are. I do. I'm sorry. Over in London and over in Paris, they're a little bit more free spirit than we are. I can see him over there because he is very talented and he can sing as well. So I feel, so this is my advice, Jesse, if you're going to watch the Mental Health Minute. Come on and watch this podcast, Jesse, because we kind of rooting for you. You did what you did, but everybody fall. So we ain't hating on you. We just wish you the best. Go on over in Europe and pick your career up. And then the Americans will forgive you later on. But yeah, I think that's what he can do. What you think? You think
I
Europe is a little
agree.
bit more forgiving? Yeah. So
I
just
agree.
if
I
you're
agree.
watching this, go on over there. They'll take you. You know how we do. We be like, not right now. You come back later.
You come back later, maybe
Yeah,
another
you know how
20,
we
30
do.
years from now.
I
20,
know,
30
right?
years from now.
Yeah, go on over to Europe. We can come back because he's very talented, and everybody
Hmm.
falls. Everybody
Right.
has something. Everybody go through something. Everybody has done or
Hmm.
did something that they regret. It's just
Right.
his public side. It's in the
Hmm.
public eye. So we all giving him the
Hmm.
side eye. When if
Right.
everybody knew all the shit I have done, they'd give me the side eye. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
there you go. Only man ain't public. So
Hmm.
my advice from the Mental Health Minute: go on over to Europe and pick up your career, and bring an album out and do some shows over in Europe. There you go, because you got to eat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But that's amazing. What you get? You got anything for hot topics before we move on to our topic?
We can move right on to our topic.
Okay, okay. So, T, you want to introduce our topic?
Oh, yes. So, our topic today, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, is on excuses and reasons. Okay. And the reason we came up with this topic is because so many people feel that they have to make an excuse for a lot of different things that don't really need any explanations for, and we was reviewing different topics and having just a general conversation with ourselves. We was just like, what kind of mess? People do look for reasons to find an excuse for something. Why do we look for a reason to say why we can't go somewhere or why we can't do something? Why are we searching for excuses? Searching for excuses of why we don't want to be bothered with certain individuals, why we don't want to go certain places, why we won't don't want to do the things that we want to do. And so, the bottom line is being able to protect your peace, being able to be honest and authentic with yourself when it comes to the various situations. And so that's where we're at today. So today's topic is excuses and reasons. Dr. Candace, come on.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. And that is so true. And why do we do the things we do why do we choose either excuse or reason? And as I was doing my research on it, T, and I hope the viewers can agree and to agree to with this as well. Excuse. The light bulb came on when I was comparing the two. Excuse is to justify a fault or offense or justify. You feel like you're back against the wall. It kind of applies blame. It places blame. Well, that's what it says when you Google it or dictionary or whatever, where it places blame. For instance, people will give an excuse why they can't show up for work. A reason would be, I'm actually sick. An excuse would be they would say they sick but not sick because I'm tired as hell. It's easier to call to say, oh, I ain't feeling well. I got the Rona. I'm sick, whatever. You just whatever. I'm not feeling well. I have the flu, whatever it may be. It's easier to say that. That's the reason. But excuse, they come up with something else when they really don't use the reason. And with reason, when I was doing my research, is an explanation of the cause and the why. So that brings a question to me that I need to ask. And T, please weigh in on this, and I want the viewers to weigh in this as well. Is excuses a lie and are reasons the truth? That made me
Ooh.
think. I've never thought about that until now. I'm like, okay now, because I'm a mom of four, so I'm saying to myself, they've been lying to me all this damn time. It's making me think. I'm like, hey, because when you really take a deep dive in it, as what we're
Mhm.
doing today,
Right.
is when people bring excuses, is that a lie
Mhm.
or are reasons the truth? I mean, or can it vary? I mean,
Is
so
it
let's
one
talk about
softer
that.
than the other? Right. Is a reason softer than the excuse?
I like that. Can you give me an example? But I like it. Can you give us an
Mhm.
example?
Okay, so when I was doing my research on excuses, right, one of the things that I found out was it said that excuses are personality defects. Okay, and it represents a ugly character flaw, and it's like a dirty ring around a collar is what an excuse is. That's what
Get
my
out.
research found. Child, yes. When I read, I was
I
like, oh
love
my
that.
goodness. I said, this is something. I said, because the thing is, it actually puts a negative connotation on what an excuse is. You know what I
Right?
mean? Because, and it's like, should we put a negative connotation on it? Or is there a way for us to make an excuse a positive way? Put it in a positive light?
I love it.
That's a question within itself. You know what I mean? But the reason I kept saying reason soften the blow, because you're telling a person whatever it is that whatever it is you're not doing, or was whether you was late for, or whatever the situation is, but you're providing more insight
Got it.
on what it is, the reason why, the why. You're giving more insight on the why, X, Y, and Z. is not occurring, or whatever the situation is, but then that leads into the next question. Do I have to explain? Why do I have to explain?
Yeah, I think that's situational. What you think?
I think it's situational too.
Yeah, it's situational, especially if
Hmm.
you're working a job and you don't want,
Hmm.
and you show up late. You can't just walk in there late and sit down, and your boss like, you were supposed to be here 3 hours later. I ain't got to explain what. So it's
Let me tell
situational.
you, I had somebody that I worked with that was like that. She would be 3 or 4 hours late. That was the most stressful time of my life, working a job with a person that would be, and we like a bunch of dummies would be covering for.
Yeah,
She,
that's very stressful.
hmm.
Very.
Hmm.
And I like how you explained it, that it softens the blow. It
Hmm.
does. It softens
Hmm.
whatever it may be. Absolutely, I love that. And
Hmm.
how do you respond? Can you don't now that question is later. My question for the viewers as well. So please write in and comment. How do you know which is an excuse and which is a reason from a person?
I know for me, I could look at a person, I could tell, by their behavior, their mannerisms, how they're, different things that they do with their eyes. They may become flustered. When they go to speak, the speak might be a little pressured, might be a little bit stuttering because they're trying to make up something pretty quick. Some people who are, I'm not going to say a person is a professional liar, but what I will say is anyone who can embellish the truth with some type of skill and tact will be able to provide an excuse a little bit quicker to somebody that's not, because the thing is, people are more concerned about people's feelings and not wanting to hurt their feelings. So I'm not going to say, I didn't come because I didn't want to, you know,
Right, right.
because I ain't want to. Granted, it's like I find that, the more I've became more aware of myself, aware of what I will and will not tolerate, I don't care now that I say no. I don't care. I just, no. Because I don't want to. No explanation, nothing.
Absolutely.
I feel like we provide reasons and explanations to people that are needed to. You know what I mean? It's a need to know basis, and certain individuals may require it. You know what I mean? That is in your life, as long as you have them in your life for that reason. If you have them in your life where you feel like you can give an explanation, then go ahead. But other than that, no,
Absolutely.
I ain't gotta tell you Jack.
Absolutely. Beautifully
What
said.
about you? What about you,
And
Dr.
also,
Candice?
T, I totally agree with you. And also, I think I'm gonna put a little spin on it as well. I think it comes with respect and value. If you respect a person, then you're gonna provide a reason. And you like, oh, this is why. Or T, I'm running a little late. Let me eat. Now I'll be there. I provide a reason, especially when you respect and you value that person. But people that you kind of don't respect or value, you kind of don't give a shit. So you just like, I ain't doing it. Or they go ghost on you and you get no communication. There you go. Well, you like, whoa, no excuse or no reason. So I think it goes with respect and value as well. Does that make sense, y'all? You like that one as well? Absolutely. And
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, and I was thinking, and I want to see if you agree with this and the viewers as well. There's a choice. People, actually, you already answered that. People choosing excuses over reasons. Do you think it has something? Do you think it's a learned behavior? I'm going a little deeper here. A learned behavior. We learn it as children, adolescents. We learn this is what I do. And then you're asked, so a child will not get maybe a spanking or in trouble or on a punishment or a timeout. They become accustomed as to okay, or lying to the parent or saying whatever so they can get out of it. And then they grow up with that. You feel what I'm putting down? They grow up with that. They're like, this is what I do. I have encountered a lot of people like that, some men and some women as well, that I have counseled. And they was like, I'm not used to being as honest. I'm not used to being as open. I'm used to walking away, or I'm used to operating in another way of how I communicate. because I never had to show up. Because I look at excuses and reasons as showing up. Reasons, that's showing up. Excuses, that's the limit. That's shallow. That's on the surface level to me. It's like either you're telling me what I want to hear or you ain't telling me nothing at all. You feel what I'm putting down? So, because that's the excuse. You're just gonna give me what you feel I deserve, or you giving me what you got. That's sometimes that's just all they got. Does any of that make sense? I know that was a lot, but does that make sense?
It makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense, because again, that was like I was resonating with what you were saying in regards to excuses, in regards to them just giving you what they got, just to pacify you, and just so that they can move on and everything is okay, and that's a problem. Don't pacify me. Tell
It's a
me the
big
truth.
problem.
Tell
Absolutely.
me the truth. Tell
And
me what it
it's a
is.
two-parter to that. Not
Hmm.
only that they're given what they got, maybe that's all they know how to give. So
Right.
yes, I'm giving you
Hmm.
what I got, but that's all I know how to give because I was not trained or set up to give
Hmm.
properly, to
Right.
answer and to operate and have open communication properly. Because
Hmm.
I know you will agree with this, T, because you're a therapist as well. You get it, and hoping the viewers, all of you viewers get it as well,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
excuses and reasons, that's a form of communication.
Right.
It's a form of communication. It's just how you're
Right.
communicating. And
Right.
sometimes that's all people can give. And it's a two-parter. That's all they can give because that's all they want to give,
Hmm.
or that's all
Right.
they can give because that's what they
That's all
know.
they know how to. Hmm.
Absolutely.
And
So,
that's where we answer the question about learned behavior.
yes. So, how
That's
do
when
we
we go into
unlearn
that.
that? We the
Well,
experts here. And how we
mhm.
unlearn that, T? Dr. T, how we unlearn that?
Look, well, we know it takes 30 days to commit to create a habit.
Ooh, yes, I was taught that, T, but I have
Hmm.
been in this world for more than 30 days. Been in this world for 47 years. And you know what? Do you think, I'm just going to sidebar for a minute. Let's just take a sidebar for a minute. We both think we lawyers, right? So let's just sidebar for a minute from the topic. That is absolutely true what you said, Dr. T, that, it takes 30 days to create a habit. What if you was doing it for 30 days, damn near almost 60, and you still got the same mindset?
Well, with that is like anything, we have to concern ourselves with a mindset shift and be willing and open and honest with ourselves. Do I want to make this change? And am I going to do the homework to make this change actually happen? I mean, everything requires work. And when we don't put out the work, we don't see the change. So,
Totally agree. No change, no change. Totally agree. I totally agree with you. So that was our sidebar, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go back to the topic because I just want the sidebar because that 30 days, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. But then I've seen the other. So with that being said, that is a form of communication. How do we get out of that? And you started with the 30 days. What do we do? What is some steps you think we should take? Because I'm on the fence. What you think, T?
I think that, I think one thing is number one, start making practices. You know what I mean? I know they have all these different challenges and stuff out there that people like to do, but what I would say is, just basically start practicing. When you know you're about to make an excuse for not wanting to do something, sit down, write it out. Write out your reasons for not wanting to do it, and then ask yourself, can I be open and honest with this individual and just tell them I don't want to do this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
without feeling guilt, without the guilt.
Yes. Yes. I'm
Mhm.
glad that you brought that up because and you're absolutely right. Writing out things, getting help, outside intervention will always help because I don't think people can do it by themselves, especially when you're trying to try something new or try a certain personal development, trying to get to growth. I think help is always needed. That's why Dr. T and I do what we do. However, you do have to want to do it. You have to actually do the work and you have to set yourself up for it. And you're gonna have times where you feel like I really don't want to do this, and you keep reverting back to the old ways. So with that being said, you have to be proactive and make sure you don't reactivate the old behavior. So you have a difference between proactive and then reactive. You don't want to reactivate Oh, behaviors. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's dive into excuses about with relationships. With relationships. Because I know our viewers want to hear that one. Excuses about relationships. Then we're going to go into excuses with self. Or we can vice versa. Which one you want to tackle first, T? Relationships or self?
Hmm. I guess since you said relationship first, we can go with excuses with relationships.
Okay. So my question, I always got these questions. My question is, when you're in love, when you're in like, when you're married, you're dating, whatever, and you're with your partner, and when we're in love, when we're dating, sometimes we have on rose-colored glasses. Come on now, I ain't the only one that ever had on rose-colored glasses. I had on rose color, green color, orange color, couldn't see the forest from the trees. When you're in love and you're like and you're dating, sorry, y'all hit my gardener. I'm sorry, they getting ready to leave. However, when you got on the rose-colored glasses, when do you know it's an excuse or a reason? And it's a two-parter. Do you know it's excuse or a reason by your partner's behavior or by your own gut feeling?
I'm going to say, it's an excuse by, I'm going to say by both. I'm going to say by your, because sometimes people will get a gut feeling that something's not right. And so when and everybody says, always say, follow your gut, but then some people are like, shoot, how I know that's really my gut? Because they don't know, you know what I mean?
It
But
could be a stomach
normally,
ache.
girl could be a whole stomach ache. But the thing is, we know people will show you. They show you by their behavior. They show you by their actions. They show you by the things that they say out of their mouth. And it's up to you to believe them. And it's like people say, you can show me, fool me once, but fool me twice, shame on me, because I should have known better. But when it comes to excuses in relationships, you gotta, know the signs, know your mate. Sometimes even though I said know your mate, sometimes you might not know your mate because of the various things that's happening, within the relationship. And so with that being said, you just really have to pretty much just hope that the person is being honest with you, and just tell them, set the tone from the door and just be like, look, we're not going to make no excuses. If it's something that you don't want to do, be honest with me from the door. Don't leave me hanging. Be honest with me.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. I like that. And setting the tone. Set the tone from the gate. Just at the door. This is what I expect and these are my expectations. Absolutely. And you're right, by their behavior. You said it very well. People show you who they are. They ain't gonna tell you too much, but they gonna show you. People show you exactly who they are. So for me, which is it? Is it the behavior or is it a gut feeling? Absolutely. It's a little bit of both. And mostly for me, it will be the behavior because again, people show you who they are. And I will say this. I will say this. I do have a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. For the people show you who they are, a lot of times people behave a certain way and it has nothing to do with us. Come on now, say with me. It has nothing to do with you. If you are in a relationship and your partner is behaving a certain way, instead of us blowing up, because especially me, I used to be the chick that I'm gonna blow up. Now I'm kind of the peacemaker. T can vouch for that for me on that one. I'm kind of like, wait a minute, let's see. So instead of going to a higher level and assuming, let's find out, because sometimes people operate on a different tone and they do make reasons or excuses because they're going through something and they don't know how to express. So it will come back later on once the conversation has been had and you looking like, oh, I was mean and I said all this and that and come to find out they was going through hell. You get what I'm saying? You like, oh, so that was the reason. Remember the topic, ladies and gentlemen, excuses and reasons. So that was the reason you was tripping. There you go. But if you have a conversation and you find out what you thought, then you're like, oh, so that was just an excuse. You was just doing, you get what I'm trying to say? So that's what I mean. Have a conversation first. Again, excuses and reasons are both conversations that you need to have. They're not conversations that you just like, oh, okay, that's how it is. Because excuses and reasons, next question to UT and also to the viewers as well, can be in action. What you think? Can it be
Yeah,
action based as well?
I
Like,
think
for
so.
instance,
Yeah.
I'll give an example. We
Hmm.
already did, such as the person showing up late for work. That's the action.
Hmm.
If she sit
Yes.
down and don't say nothing, you can hear birds. You can hear a bird chirp. You don't hear nothing. Sit down and don't say
Hmm.
nothing just by that action.
Right.
You be looking like, I know you lied. Did they just show up here 4 hours late? So just by the action.
Hmm. Yep.
So you think that's people can have that as well?
I think so. I
Do you
believe
think it's
so.
dangerous? Which is dangerous? Well, we did all agree that
Hmm.
reasons are more valuable and
Hmm.
more to the point.
Hmm.
But do you think excuses are dangerous? And
I
can
think they can
excuses
be.
be valid?
I think I think an excuse can be dangerous.
Okay.
And the reason I think that it can be dangerous because sometimes people make excuses for the wrong things, and you never know what the other person may be feeling, or whatever the situation is. Like, let's say it's a work situation, right? And somebody make an excuse for something. You can't make an excuse in a life and death situation. You know what I mean? Something happens on an operating table, let's say in a hospital setting. You can't make an excuse. Oh, well, I forgot to give that person their meds, but now they're not here. So do I think it can be dangerous? It can an excuse can be um detrimental because it's putting the blame on someone else,
Absolutely.
for your behavior, right? Whereas a reason, okay, it kind of softens it. However, you're providing information and letting them know, okay, well, the reason why I did not do X, Y, and Z was because of, and then you're giving them a whole full blown dissertation of why you didn't do it. That will allow people room to be able to say, oh, okay, I understand. I understand, and I'm in full agreement if they're in agreement with you. Whereas an excuse is, look, dog, you just trying to place the blame, and it's just like you pointing this finger at somebody constantly. And we see people do that all the time.
Yes, we do. It is dangerous. I totally agree with you. It is dangerous. And I like what you said. And I wrote it down as you was talking about that. I wrote down the word benefit. A lot of people use excuses for the benefit of themselves, like how this gonna work out for me. That's for the benefit. Like you said, if someone working at a hospital and they on an operating table or they forget to give certain type of medicine, they like, oh, so they try to make excuses because it's beneficial now. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to be sued and all these things. So it's benefit, absolutely. But when there's a reason, there's a little different. There's a reason. But the excuse, it goes with blame. My last question to you, Dr. T, and also to the viewers is an excuse a sign of giving up? Oh, I can't hear you.
That's a good
Okay.
question. I
Yeah.
don't, you know what? I don't think an excuse is a sign of giving up.
Okay.
I I think excuses are scapegoats. Okay. Not wanting to take full responsibility for whatever it is. That's what I think it is. But I don't think it's a sign of giving up. I think it's a scapegoat. I think people use excuses to get away with things. Okay. So if I can find a way to put the blame on someone else, then so be it. We gonna rock with that. I think excuses are a way of how can I put it? Finding a way to not hurt someone's feelings when you don't want to do something. Okay. Because excuses can go so many different ways. You know what I mean? But I think, first, I believe is a scapegoat for blame. I think it's a scapegoat for blame. I also think it's a cop out for when you don't want to do something. Also, you make up an excuse. You know what I mean? We all guilty of it because I know I've made excuses for things I don't want to do. But at the end of the day, if as long as it's not like as long as you can feel comfortable with that decision that you made with making that excuse, then so be it. But you have to feel comfortable with that and be comfortable with yourself so that you don't sit back and feel guilty, over the excuses, you
Yes,
know.
that's true. That's true. And you're absolutely correct. I think everyone is guilty, or we don't even call it guilty. Everyone has made excuses. Everyone. And to the statement is excuses bad? No. No, when you're comfortable. You just said it. If you're comfortable making it and making it without guilt, no, they're not bad because we all have been victim of making excuses to not hurt someone's feelings. You ever had someone, your girlfriends want to go out and hang out and do something, or want you to take her somewhere or go on a trip or do something, and you making up an excuse because you really don't want to go? You don't want to be in certain situations. I know I have. And I'm like, oh, I'm tired today, or I have to work, or something like that. So we all, not just so you won't hurt that person's feelings, like you said. So we all are victim of that. And I was comfortable with that. I was comfortable because I felt making an excuse rather than telling the real reason. I don't want to be in that situation and I don't like the other friend you bringing. Instead of saying all that, it softens the blow. When you got several people going, but two or three going that you don't really, vibe with, instead of saying that and bringing mess or drama to the circle, you just make an excuse and you bow out gracefully. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think excuses are necessarily bad if you, like Dr. T stated, are comfortable. You have to do it from a comfortable position and don't have guilt attached. You're doing it because, hey, there actually, kicker, here's my final. It's a reason why you're doing it, not to hurt the person's feelings, your friend's feelings, or your man's feelings, or your woman's feelings, whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason. I'm giving you this excuse, and I can give you the reason why I'm giving you this excuse. There you go. So that's when it's not bad for me. Does that make sense, Steve?
Makes a whole lot of sense. Make a whole lot of sense.
Yes, so
Makes a
they
whole
go
lot of
hand in
sense.
hand. So
Yes,
with
they
this
do.
discussion, we actually came to the conclusion that
Hmm.
excuses and reason can go hand in hand when it's from a comfortable, safe position. Let's go.
Yeah.
So should we use the word safe or healthy?
Ooh, I'm gonna say I don't know. Let's think.
Yeah,
Because
because
that's
after
that's the
what
question.
you
Because when
said,
you think about it,
um,
it's like, you know, I'm gonna say it can be. I'm gonna say safe and healthy
there we go. Then this you
because
heard
they
it
because it
from.
can be a little because it can be 50-50.
That's
Healthy
right.
being, making sure that you're okay with it. Safe meaning is not putting you in any kind of detriment.
There you go. You heard it from the Mental Health Minute. It is safe and healthy. Make a
Hmm.
healthy and safe decision if you're going to use
Hmm.
an excuse. You're right. So you
Hmm.
heard it from us that, and
Hmm.
we came up with that in the conclusion because in the beginning of this broadcast, I was thinking, and I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all know this is a Mental Health Minute. We real on here. I just thought everybody to make excuse. Y'all ass need to be condemned. Stop making that. Now I'm like, hey, I did that too.
Heck yeah, we forget the things that we do.
Okay, I got nerve. I came in this broadcast, y'all. I'm sorry, with the audacity. I came in here like I ain't never did that. And come to find out, after Dr. T explained, didn't she break it down everybody beautifully? And she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, that is true. They can go hand in hand. I'm giving you this excuse, and I can tell you the reason why I'm giving you this excuse. I'm trying not to hurt
Hmm.
your feelings. I like you.
Yep. Yep.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome.
I love it. I
This was
love it.
good.
So,
Mhm.
Dr. T, what is your final thought on excuses and reason and how the people can maybe elevate and find some type of clarity? Because I got clarity today. I told you I came in here with the audacity.
Well, I would say my final word on excuses and reasons is just, be mindful of your feelings and how you would feel if someone was making an excuse to you, especially if it's something that you find will be harmful to somebody. Know that having excuses and reasons can both be safe and healthy, but be able to be accepting of whatever the results are in any given situation, when it comes to, having to hear an excuse or a reason, or whenever you have to make an excuse or a reason for something, just make sure that you are 100% comfortable with your reason, with the decision that you're making at that time that you're coming up with this. Dr.
Right.
Candace?
I absolutely love it. Absolutely. Everything Dr. T said, and here's my little 2 cents. Absolutely. I would like for everyone to please take in consideration when you are dealing with someone else and you feel that they are giving you an excuse. I want you to take a step back and don't do what I did, because everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I came in here straight with the audacity. Don't do that. I want you to take a mental check. Mentally check yourself and say, what I think the reason it is that they telling me this, and have a conversation. Open up and have a conversation about whatever the situation may be, because you've been there as well. We all have been victim of that. And if you're getting too many excuses, learn the difference, especially if it's from your partner. Learn the difference and you will know whether it's man or woman. You will know whether it's excuses or reason. I will tell you, you don't want to take too many excuses. Even though we learned today in this broadcast, you can come from a healthy and safe environment with excuses and reasons, but you know the difference. Know the difference. So don't take what we said, that all excuses are safe and healthy, because they are not. We're asking you to be safe and be healthy when you are giving them, and also when you are receiving them. It goes both ways, when you are receiving them and when you are giving them. But you learned today from the Mental Health Minute that there's nothing wrong with an excuse with a little bit of reason in there, or vice versa. The big reason, and with the reason, maybe don't come no excuse. But I learned today, and I hope the viewers learned today, with excuses, a reason can come behind it. With reasons, I don't see there is no excuse. What you think, T? There is no excuse.
I There is no excuse.
There you go.
No excuse with it.
Absolutely. This was amazing. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And please check us out. Please comment, and anything you have to say, any comments, concerns, please leave them for us. We would love to interact with you, and thank you so much for watching us. I am Dr.
Thank
Candace
you.
Elaine.
I'm Dr. Tyra Gardner. Thank you, everyone, for watching us today. And we want you to have a great and awesome week.
Yes.